Once upon a time, in a quiet little village, there lived a poor shoemaker and his wife. His tiny shop stood at the corner of a dusty lane, its shelves bare except for a few scraps of worn leather. No one in the village had money to buy new shoes, and the cobbler's tools lay still for days at a time. Soon there was not even enough to buy bread. One evening the shoemaker sighed deeply and said to his wife, "I can't stay here any longer. There is no work, no hope. I must try my luck in the big city. Perhaps I can earn enough to give us a better life." His wife, though sad to see him go, nodded and packed him a small with a heavy heart, a struggling start. The shoemaker walked for days until he reached the city gates. It was loud and bustling, merchants shouting, carts rumbling over cobblestones, and the smell of roasted chestnuts drifting through the air. He began walking the streets, calling out, "Get your new shoes made." Old shoes repaired good as new. Shiny, sturdy, ready for you. But the first day passed with no customers, and so did the second. On the third day, as the shoemaker's voice was growing hoarse, a woman leaned out of a window and called, "Shoemaker, mend these shoes, please." Grateful, he hurried over, sat at her doorstep, and stitched the worn leather with care. "Here you are, my lady, strong as ever." She asked, "How much?" He replied, "Just 1 copper coin." After she paid him, he left smiling, and a few streets away, another woman waved him over with a bundle of shoes. By the end of that day, he had a small handful of coins jingling in his pocket. As he walked down the cobblestone street, the shoemaker felt a joyful lightness in his step, his pocket filled with coins. He greeted passers-by with a warm smile, his heart lifted by the day's work. The shoemaker had found himself in a tight spot after earning 4 gold coins. With 2 of them, he had bought a sturdy donkey to carry his tools and planned to take the rest home to his wife. But as he journeyed back, he passed through a thick jungle where he spotted a gang of thieves grinning like wolves. He thought, "God save me. If they take my gold, I'll be poor again. I must think fast." In that moment of panic, the shoemaker's mind raced. He knew he had to act quickly to protect his hard-earned gold. Quickly, the shoemaker tied 1 gold coin to the donkey's neck, making it look like the animal had produced it. When the thieves stopped him and barked, "Hand over all your money," he shook his head. "I'm just a poor cobbler, sirs. I have nothing. Only this donkey." Right on cue, the donkey gave a loud bray and the gold coin dropped to the ground. The thieves stared. Where did that come from? The shoemaker pretended to hesitate, then whispered, "Ah, well, this donkey makes gold coins. That's how I earn my living." The thieves exchanged glances, their minds racing with the thought of easy wealth. They leaned closer, captivated by the shoemaker's story. "Really?" one of them said, his voice thick with intrigue. The thieves' eyes glittered with greed, their voices dripping with persuasion as they made a bold offer for the old donkey. Finally relented, setting the stage for an unexpected turn of events. Now held, while the thieves, unaware of the shoemaker's cunning plan, grew increasingly excited about their newfound fortune. The shoemaker pretended to hesitate, then whispered, "Ah, well, this donkey makes gold coins. That's how I earn my living." Intrigued by the shoemaker's words, the young man leaned in closer, captivated by the thought of a gold-producing donkey, wondering if such magic truly existed. At their hideout, the thieves argued over who would get the donkey first. The chief declared, "As leader, I keep him tonight." But in the morning, there was no gold. He said nothing, hoping it was just bad luck. But one by one, each thief kept the donkey, and each got nothing. They realized they had been fooled. "That shoemaker has made a mockery of us. We'll take back our money and teach him a lesson." The shoemaker was in his poultry farm when he saw the thieves approaching. He darted inside and whispered to his wife, "When they arrive, tell them I'm in the fields, and send our dog Milo to call me." She nodded, hiding a smile. When the thieves arrived and demanded to see him, she said, "He's at the farm." "Milo, go call your master." The dog trotted off, and moments later the shoemaker appeared. "Milo told me you wanted to see me," he said innocently. The thieves blinked. "That dog understands you." "Oh yes, he delivers my messages perfectly." Their greed flared again. "Sell him to us, 40 gold coins." The shoemaker protested, then reluctantly agreed. The thief's chief took Milo, the shoemaker's dog, home and told his daughter Kelly "If someone comes while I'm gone, send Milo to fetch me." Kelly agreed. But when a man came to ask for the chief, Milo ran straight back to the shoemaker instead. The next day, the same thing happened, with every thief in the gang. Milo always found his way home. Realizing they'd been tricked again, the thieves stormed to the shoemaker's house. This time, the thieves didn't argue. They tied the shoemaker in a sack and carried him away. As the shoemaker struggled within the sack, he realized he needed to outsmart the thieves. He started thinking of a clever plan to escape. Meanwhile, the thieves stood outside debating whether they should take him to their hideout or teach him a lesson. The final escape. It was a hot day. Passing a church on a hill, the thieves decided to rest inside, leaving the sack outside. A shepherd came by, and the shoemaker began shouting from inside, "I won't do it. I won't marry the king's daughter." The shepherd stopped astonished. "Marry the princess? Why wouldn't you?" "They're forcing me," sighed the shoemaker from the sack. "If you want, you can take my place." The shepherd eagerly agreed. The shoemaker slipped out, tied the man inside, and drove off with his sheeps. When the thieves returned, they hurled the sack into a muddy pit, laughing, until they later saw the shoemaker on the road driving sheeps and jingling gold coins. "How did you get that?" "Oh, under that mud there's a magical place filled with gold. These sheeps guard it. The thieves, greedy as ever, begged to be taken there." "Fine," said the shoemaker, "but you must each be tied in a sack for safety." They agreed, and he rolled them all into the mud, releasing the sheep to snuffle around them. Their angry shouts echoed through the valley as the shoemaker walked away laughing. From that day on, the shoemaker and his wife lived in peace, never wanting for food or comfort again. His cleverness had not only saved him, but taught the thieves a lesson they would never forget.